I actually watched. Oh my god. Ah, he scared me. Who are you? I'm your twin, but if I call me Paul, I don't know, just call me Paul. Just fucking call me Paul, please. Just let me have this. Sorry. I am Pa, and I am Paul.
We have watched Snow White 7 times. And what can you say? It was pretty freaking.
I mean, it's not like the best thing I ever read, but like it was fine. I mean, I guess it was fine. Yeah. I heard of the new Snow. We heard of the new Snow White movie, like almost everyone on the internet. But that situation couldn't possibly get worse, could it? Are you okay?
Sorry, just poison apple.
It got very much worse. In light of my recent video, I made sure to head into this screening with open arms and a can-do attitude, making sure I walk out with nothing but smiles and an empty one. I even invited my good friend to come along with me. Literally nothing could go wrong. What the f is this place empty? As it turns out, going to the cinema to watch Snow White in Ghana isn't the most multi-front idea. But that said, we left having another alright day at the cinema. I went back to my room where I plopped on the bed and I just spent the time reminiscing. Ah, what an awesome day I just had. Laughing around the whole day and... Wait, is that what we really did? Why the fuck is my wallet so empty? Oh right, I forgot, we watched the movie. I'm just gonna get this out of the way, right? But Snow White is not the best movie.
Yeah, no shit.
But for someone without the internet, there's no concrete way of knowing whether or not a movie we are going to see will be good or bad. With the changing landscape of marketing and media, it's quite hard to know exactly whether a new movie will be good or bad. But there's one thing you can know for sure.
It will be expensive.
I think this fact of movies have made people just a little bit more scrupulous, a little bit more critical about the movies that they go to watch in the cinema. Most people have the sentiment that unless this movie is the best dang thing I've ever watched in the past 5 years, I'm holding back my 5th star.
What the hell happened doing your voice? I don't even.
The review is the only way you can get back to the higher ups of the studios for wasting your time, and I'm all for that. Fuck the higher ups. Jeez, prior language. I'm sorry, but I have to assume that that's the only reason this film is rated so lowly because I watched it 7 times. It is not that bad. Snow White was crap. It's extremely forgettable. I mean, why wouldn't it be? The story has existed for ages. I knew this story from start to finish when I was like 3 years old, and it's not particularly a favorite. Snow White was the first of the Disney movies, right? And you can handpick one element from Snow White and see it being better made in some of these more classic stories like Cinderella and the Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast. So I thought boredom would be many people's like main issue with this movie, but apparently it isn't. When I walked out of the cinema, the first issue that came to my head is how forgettable it is. But there's been a lot of forgettable movies in the past few years which have been cinematic successes, so that couldn't be the reason why. So I did some digging, you know, I was going to get to the bottom of this.
It betrays the original. No, it doesn't.
You guys know what a remake is, right? I asked everyone what makes a remake of a movie good. ChatGPT says it should preserve the heart of the story. Guys, this may shock you, right? The movie does preserve the heart of the original. I know this is small, but guys, there's an apple, and there's a kiss, and there's a kind of prince, and there's an evil queen. There's all these factors which, given what this movie was supposed to be, we will take it. So 3, improve, don't just copy. This way you guys get me very confused because a lot of the discourse surrounding The Lion King was about how it's a 1-to-1 remake of the original. Yeah, when in The Little Mermaid and Snow White, they are changing up some elements. Everyone on the internet is so angry as to what's going on. It's like, do you guys want the story to be the same or different? The same or different? The same or different? The same or different?
Wait, are we the same or are we different?
I don't think most of you remember, but the first Snow White was also pretty bad. It was terrible.
Why are you even
The original Snow White was awful. Like, the original Snow White is pretty... It's on YouTube. You guys can go and watch it. I know it's allowed to be on YouTube, but I hope I'm not, like, exposing someone. But when, guys, I watched the new movie 7 times, right? I would rather watch it an 8th time than watch half of the original movie again. The original Snow White is truly crap in every sense of the word crap. Like, I dare you to watch it. I know you won't. You won't. We all have TikTok brains. There's no way you sit through 10 minutes... Guys, I hate to break into you, right? But most movie stars are terrible people. All the lack of VR training that Rachel Zegler had before this film, she still comes off as like a quiet, nice person. And whether or not you like her or you hate her, you have to admit she's quite good at acting, and she's even better at singing. Although it's very hard to tell where she's acting next to the obvious best. I'm probably the only person on the internet defending this movie, right? But I'll admit there are some issues with it. Literally just type Snow White. So you see is hate content, but you can watch this video if you want to see what's wrong with it. I'm going to just quickly summarize the problems that I had with it, right? The first is the prince, or like freaking messiah, or whatever they were trying to do with this character. I don't know why. In the original movie, he's just like a guy. What they changed in the original, which in the cartoon, first love's kiss. So there's this cute scene of the Snow White meeting the prince for the first time, like before she's exiled and everything. And they have like a huge crush, and it's cute, right? And it makes sense. So like it's first love's kiss. So when he comes to kiss her at the end of the movie, it makes sense that these people barely know each other. And that whole trope of, oh, you met the guy for one day and then all of a sudden he's your true love's kiss. Okay, and that's it. It makes sense in the original. And obviously they refine the concepts for that for later movies, right? But in this movie, I watched it 7 times and I didn't pay attention to this. I think it was true love's kiss, which doesn't make any sense. It creates this weird. The prince is just so freaking weird, and he's like this messiah character, like this savior of the town, like insurrection type. I don't know. I didn't like what they did with the prince. The dwarves. Why the fuck are they so scary? Why? I don't, maybe there's like a deliberate like as they are so terrifying. Like they made me feel uncomfortable. Then the fairest of them all. Them changing the fairest of them all. There's some changes I like. Like I like the whole change with, oh, Snow White is because of when her mother gave it was snowing or something like that. That's it. They explained that whole thing well, right? But then the fairest of them all, why do they need to change from beauty? Because
The first of Gal Gadot, like
her name is the Evil Queen, and then you're telling me the fairest of them all is about like the purest in character. Bro, your name is the Evil Queen. How are you going to be the fairest? It doesn't make any sense to me. She's killing people and stuff, and she wants to be the one with the purest of hearts. That it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, I don't think the movie is that bad. Like it's bad. It's quite bad, but it's not like Captain Marvel bad. It's not like 0.5 stars bad. It's pretty alright actually. It's way better than the original. You know, it reminds me a lot of this movie, The Substance. I know they are very different, but I always speak about The Substance. I give it a 7 over 10, 6.5 over 10, and I would have given it higher if I could relate to it more. I always say this thing, like if you are, let's say, a woman who's experienced some of the things that the characters in this movie are experiencing, you probably resonate with it a lot more, and you probably like just appreciate the movie a lot more. And I feel like that's a thing with Snow White. If you are the target demographic, like a little girl, like a young child or something, you probably do end up loving this movie, like in the same way young girls from the past loved the original Snow White. But I think if you are a jaded redditor, freaking like young adult, this movie isn't made for you. You may go through it. It's just like a passable amount of your time. It's not horrifically bad. It's not even bad. It's just not made for me. It's not like a family-friendly movie. It's a family-friendly movie. It's just not a movie made for the family. Let me get what I'm saying. So yeah, though it's a perfectly fine movie. It's nowhere near as terrible as he made the scene, but you know,
but I'll admit
it's not great.
it's bad. It's quite bad.
Subscribe.
Peaches of pie.